All right, let's talk accountability. So, accountability, right? You've probably had this problem in your self-improvement journey. You're doing well. You're, hitting your workouts, you're meditating, you're journaling, whatever. You're doing well. And then all of a sudden, you start doing just a little bit less, just a small bit. And eventually, that snowballs into doing less and less and less, and eventually you start being complacent, right? You start skipping a couple of days, you start, skipping a bit of the good habits, you start doing a bit of the bad habits, and bit by bit, you're not improving anymore. You're deproving. You're, worsening as a person, which isn't good. Now, accountability plays a big role in this, countering this, what happens, because it happens a lot to me, right? I waste a lot of time. I still do. But I try to battle it every single day. And so, accountability can help you counter this. A way you can stay accountable is by telling your friends you're doing something, right? I believe that your word is very important. It is one of the only things in this life where you can, if you can make it true, it's one of the only things you can make true. It is, you can't control the weather, you can't control a lot of things, but you can control what you say, and you can control the consequences of what you say. So I believe that what I say is very important. Um, as in, my word. So if you say something to your friend or whatever, you betray their trust if you don't do it, which will add a bit of the pressure to, doing the good habit. So basically, it's very important what I said, pressure. So this kind of pressure, I'll try to explain it as simply as I can. I don't know if you've heard this term. It's called the path of least resistance. Now, the path of least resistance, I think it's a term in biology, and like in human nature. So it's in the human nature to always try to take the easiest path to whatever you're trying to make, right? The problem is the part that's thinking about, okay, I'll take the easiest path, also wants just to take the most fun path, but doesn't think about the consequences of the future. So it just wants to, waste time, play video games, eat junk food, do all of the things, because that's the most easy thing to do right now, right? So you need a way to counter this lizard brain inside of you, right? And you can use this lizard brain with you to improve yourself. Now, the way I use this is to make enough pressure to make the thing that is, hard in the first thing, so the good habits, easier than the consequences of not doing it. Another way I found that you can use to battle accountability, or not battle accountability, to become more accountable, is, and this is, a bit extreme, but you can pay someone, a good friend, your parents, or whatever, to, if you don't do your good habit, if you don't, or if you do your bad habits, right? I struggle a lot with YouTube because it is something you can use as an informative website, but also as an entertainment. And walking the fine balance between those two is very hard for me. But what I did a couple of months ago is I went to my father and I said, "Look, if you can see like the screen time on your phone, right? So if I watch YouTube this week, and you can see that I watched YouTube this week, you can see my screen time, I'll give you 50 euros for every day I watched YouTube." So as a result, I don't want to lose 50 euros because I watched YouTube. So as a result, the consequence of doing my bad habits was worse than doing my bad habit, if you know what I mean. It's hard to explain, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Another way I used, and this is the last way I currently found, but if you found any other way, please tell them in the comments, because this is, something that really interests me, how to, stay accountable. But the last way I found is I have this habit tracker on my wall, right? It's a piece of paper, and it has like every single day of the month written on it. And so I have a couple of habits like journaling, reading, all the self improvement habits. And if I, do them that day, I scribble with a crayon the day, so I know I did it, right? If someone comes into my room and a lot of it is not filled in, they know I'm failing, right? If I'm working at my desk right there, right? If I'm working right there and I'm journaling or I'm gratitude journaling or whatever, right? If I'm doing that and I'm failing, I can see that on my wall, and I don't want that. It may hurt as my ego, but that is the moment you need that the most. You don't need a habit tracker when you're completing all of your habits. It's fun to look at, but it's especially useful when you're failing your habits. It's especially useful because it gives you this kind of pressure to do these good habits. So if you found any of these habits helpful, or if you found any of uh, new habits to use this, please tell them in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it, and I think all of the viewers, all of the people who watch this video, will also greatly appreciate it. Um, One last thing before I go, and this is a thing I should say more often to myself, but also to my friends, is I have this posted on my wall, and it says, "Not your fault, but your responsibility." Often, it is not your fault life gets in the way. School or whatever. It's often not your fault life gets in the way, but we use it as an excuse. We use it as an excuse to, fail, to whatever, do whatever, right? But it is your responsibility to work on yourself, to keep improving, even, when life gets in the way. Now, a way you can see this, and this is a very positive way a friend told me, uh, this is every time life gets in the way, it's testing you, right? You're improving so much, you're learning so much on how to improve yourself. So now it's time to actually use all of that knowledge to improve yourself and go even further. So every time life gets in the way, it's actually just testing you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye bye. Bye bye.